MySQL does not support any special command for auto join. Okay, you have for right and left, but you do not have. In fact, right also you can change the name of the table, right? So, for example, if I have to perform, um, say left join, okay. So what I'll do, I will say select star from which table? Employees, right? So I'm saying select star from employees, okay. And this one I want to do left join, okay. So on left join department, right? So I'm joining employees and department. Okay, let me first use library. Okay, so select star from employees left join departments. Okay, now I need to mention the column which they are linked, right? So I have to say here on, okay, on employees dot, okay, employees dot DEPTID, correct? So on employees dot DEPTID, okay, equal to departments dot DID. Okay, so this is how we get the left join. What does left join do? Left join will give us, oops, what happened? So let's start from employees, left join departments on employees dot department equal department dot DID. It's not easy. Employees, or did I say library? It should be employees. Okay, so now, okay, so you got this. Now see here, this table has all the columns from both the tables, right? So these are from employees table. Then you have DID, DNAME, HOD, etc. This is coming from departments table, isn't it? Okay, so this is how you get um you know the uh, left join, right? So left join, I said the number of rows will be similar to the, or will be same as the table which is mentioned on the left. Which table is on the left? Which
Employees.
employees table? Yes. So this is where we have two tables, right? So you have join here. Left of this is employees, right? So if you remember yesterday what we discussed, we said that it will take the left side table and it will give us all the rows from there, okay, and then department, um, uh, okay, table will be added to it. Now, if you want to do right join, okay, so we could do something similar here, right? You can copy here, and instead of putting employees on the left, we can put departments on the left, right? And you can have, okay, employees here. Now, when you perform, okay, this will give you left join on departments. Okay. Now, if you want to perform outer join, okay, to perform outer join is what? It's a union, right? It's a union of A and B, right? This is your A, this is your left join, and this is your right join. And if you perform, we have union operation. Okay. Okay, you perform union and you will get outer join here. Okay. This will give you the outer join, right? So see here, you got 64 rows. Okay. Now, okay, you also have something called as union all. Okay. So This is how it's taking data from here, okay, and then combining with it and presenting them together as a outer join. So outer join, okay, outer join is an option, okay, where you are getting all the rows, okay, whether common in, which is there in A but may not be there in B, which is there in B may not be there in A. All those rows are also presented, right? Okay. So those who were not there, I think you should have
So,
watched the yesterday's video.
so does it include rows that are common in both also? Like two times will it be common?
Correct. Okay. See, that's why you have got 64 rise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, okay. Now, what happens here is, okay, when you, okay, the, look at the data here. Okay. What we did here, here you see fname. EMPID fname is first, right? When I run the first part. Now, when I run the second part, okay, see the output what you get. It is dname is coming first. Okay, we're getting the data from departments table. Okay. Now, when you perform, see, union all is supposed to give the duplicate. Union is not supposed to give the duplicate. Union all means, okay, give the duplicate. Now, when I run this, okay, and when you see the output, you see fname here, right? Now, you see here, you got this one as well. How did department name came in employee name? Because we, okay, when we give star, right? Star is getting its own set of rows, right? And it, okay, and it thinks that you have to merge them together. Okay, it thinks that we have to merge them together. Instead, what we could do is you can say fname, comma, say HOD. Okay, so giving star, you give the name of the column that you want. Okay, now when you run it, are they getting overlapped? No, because this is also getting first name first and HOD next. This is also getting first name first, HOD next. It is now able to map it. Now you did not get 64 rows. Okay. It was getting, it was giving you unique values only. Union all will give you duplicate value. Union will give you unique values. But since we use star, right, it was taking first, okay, this would take the values from employees first, and this will take values from department first. So obviously, the first column of employee is not same as first column of department. So it assumed they're different and they merged them together. But now I'm saying first column is F name, second column is HOD. First column is F name, second column is HOD. Then it knows, okay, we have to merge. And now in this case, you got only 33 rows. Looks like as if Sachin Tendulkar does not have a HOD and Kapil Dev does not have a value here. So this is called outer merge because we got these two null values. If we do, if you do this left on employees, if you do left on employees, then what will happen? This null column will null row will not come, isn't it? So if you run it, you get only 32 rows. That null rows will not come. Okay, it's coming from Sachin. Okay, and HOD null is coming because we are putting first name in priority. We are putting first name in priority. That's why, okay, values from left table is coming, employees is coming, whether the value for HOD there is there or not. Now, same thing if I do here, okay, you will see Kapil here, okay, null value in F name. Okay, but if I do together, you will see both the null values appearing, right? Now, if I do inner, then if I
Only
do inner,
common
then
appears.
both of these null values will not appear.
Yeah.
So how do I do inner? How do I do inner join?
You just select
Select.
you select fname HOD from employees, inner join, and then
Okay, so I'll take this and I'll say inner join, right?
yeah.
That's it. Shall I run it? Okay. See, you got only 31 rows.
Mm-hmm.
Both Kapil and Sachin are not there. Because what we said, when we inner join, one of the common values from these two will be taken. Remember, right, what we did yesterday? No time to revise, no time to go through the content. Okay. Okay, so this is how you perform inner, outer, left and right joins. Yes or no?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Inner join, I can tell you. No reaction. See, if you have, I have actually closed that Excel. I could have shown you the Excel. You have table A. You have values here, X, or let's say name and department. And you have B here. Here you have HOD and department. Here you have X, Y, okay, 1, 5. And here you have 1, 7, PQ, right? When you perform inner join, we only take the common one. One is common in both. So we'll go with 1 because we're combining on DPTID, DID. So it look for DID for the commonality. So inner join will give you, it will combine. If you do start, it'll combine like N, D, H. Okay. And you have 1. So X, 1, P. This is your inner join. This is how inner join works. Common between these two. When I say left and I put A on the left, okay, if I put A on the left, again you will have NDH, but you will get all the values from A, which is X, Y, 1 and 5. Now you see the value in H. H1 is there, so P. Okay, but no value for H here, so it will be null here. This is your left join. Left join, left table is taken into consideration. If I do right join and then right B table, okay? So I say A right join B. So B will be on the right side. So its column will be again same, NDH, and you take all the values from B here. So 1, 7 PQ, 1, 7 PQ. Okay. Now look at A table. So it has value for 1x and does not have value for 7. So it will be null. Outer. Outer means all. NDH. So you have 157. It will be 157. Now you put other values. D1 is there. Okay. So sorry, not here. D, no, it should be under D. 157. Now N is XY, right? So XY. Null will be here. Okay, on H side, you have Q here. This will be null. Okay, and here you have P. So this is how outer join will be formed. Outer join will take all the values in that column that you are joining. Did you understand? So that's why we discussed that total number of rows when you perform inner join will be, so here if you have 2 and here you have 2. Okay, so how many rows this will have? This will have maximum 2.
Yes, sir.
Will it be maximum 2? No.
If you combine A and B, you're using inner join.
See, inner join, okay, will be maximum 2. When maximum 2? If all the values, if it has both the values 1, 5 and 1, 5 here, it will be 5. And minimum will be 0. So your inner join is like intersection. Okay. Minimum of these two will be the maximum value here. So if I say this has 30 rows, so 20 rows, and this has 30 rows, let's say. 20 rows, 30 rows. So if I combine them together, how many rows this will have? This will have 20 rows, maximum. And minimum? 0. When? If there is no common value of D here. If there is no common, if all like 30 there are unique and 20 here are unique, then you'll end up getting 0, empty. Intersection. Intersection talking about a common thing, isn't it? So if 20 and 30, so maximum common can be 20 only. So range of inner join will range from 0 to 20 rows. Okay. Minimum, not maximum, sorry. Minimum of these two. Because maximum it can, number of rows can be common is 20 only. Not more than 20. Okay. When we talk about outer is like union. Okay. So minimum will be 30. Maximum will be 30 plus 20, 50. Between 30 and 50, depending upon how many common elements are there. Okay. If there are no common, you'll end up getting 50. And if they're common, okay, so 30 plus number of intersection. If intersection is 20, okay, it will be 30 only here. If it is 0, you end up getting 50. Because common. So common we take out in intersection. Now this will have same number of rows as left table. So 20, this will have 20 and this will have 30 fixed. This is how we perform inner, outer, left and right join. Okay. Now let's talk about another keyword which is called having. Okay, how to use having. Okay. Now this is having will help you when you are performing sales by a day, sales by a month, sales by category, right? When you are, it's like where clause, but where clause is on certain aspect. Okay. So again, you are using functions. Okay. When you are not using function, when you are doing some selecting only the column values, then where is enough. But when we are doing function like count, sum, right? Average. In that case, you have to use having. Okay, where will not work in those cases. Okay, so let's say I want to count number of employees. Okay, so if I want to count number of employees, what I'll do, I will say select sum of employees, right? Sum of employees from employees. Oops. Okay, column, right? Column is what? Look for primary key. What is our primary key? Our primary key is EMP-ID. So you have to take EMP-ID and put it here. Okay, so if you say select sum of EMP-ID, so it says, okay, 3731. Okay, what did it do? We are saying sum. So it added all the values in the EMP ID. Okay, we said sum, right? So it added all the values. It gave you the sum of the entire column. Okay, I want to know how many employees are there. What should I use? Count. Count will help you to count and tell you how many employees are there. 32 employees are there. Okay. Now, okay, I want count of employees. Okay. Where employee ID is more than 10, let's say, or some salary is more than. So here, okay, if I say where salary greater than say 50,000, let's say. Okay. So it gave us all the employees where salary is more than 50,000, right? Now, I want to say, okay, same thing, okay, this count by employee ID, okay, for department. DEPT-ID. Okay. Now I say from employees. Okay, I'm using department. Okay. Now when I run it, obviously you get error. Why do you get error? Because I'm trying to perform total count. Total count will give me one row, but department can give multiple rows. How can you link total count of employees to department? You can't. So what should we do? We discussed this before. What should we do? You have to say group by and that DPT ID. Now it will give you count of employees from each department. So department null has 1 employee, department 100 has 3 employees, department 105 has 3 employees. Okay. Okay. Now I want to find, okay, where the department, okay, where, the list of department with employees more than 5, let's say, or more than 4, more than equal, less than equal. Okay, let's say more than 5. Okay, now tell me how will I do? So their salary was more than certain number, salary was a column, and we could easily do that. But here I'm saying where the department, okay, has more than 5. So here you have to use count of employee ID, isn't it? So if I say here where count of employee ID greater than 5, your where works only on column, not on functions. So if I give, you'll get error here. Okay, because where works only on column. I can say here where salary is more than 50,000. Okay, I can say where salary, where. So it's going to perform same stuff, but for salary more than 50,000. But problem here is that you are doing count, okay, and you are doing group by, right? And I want to find values based on the group by. So this is where you have to use having. Okay, having goes with the function and group by. And now when I say give me the values more than 5, you see, you have only 2 departments where the total department ID value is more than 10. So whenever you are using count sum, because you are finding sales by daily sales. When you find daily sales, you will say sum of sales. Okay. And then you have to do group by date. Correct? Because if you do sum of sales, you will get total sales. Okay. So if I want to know, okay, let's say your data is for 1 month. Okay, for July 1st to 31st. and I want to know total sales of July. You can directly say select sum of sales. It will give you total sales for July. But I want to do daily sales. So I have to say sale of July. Then I have to say group by date. Now I want days where the sale was more than, let's say, 10,000 rupees. Then I will say having sum of sales greater than 10,000. Having sum of sales greater than, so it will filter out only the days where your sale was more than 10,000. Okay. So when you are using sum, okay, aggregate functions, we call them sum, average, okay, you need to use group by and having. These are important clause. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now let's say you have data in two tables. Okay. Okay. And we don't have enough data here. Let's say you have data in two tables, okay? And you want to perform, so you want to combine, let's say, sales also, and other table has your client's information, sellers. Okay, so you want to perform sale value as well as you want to see find the sales, okay, daily sales for for sellers based in north region. So here you have sales. This table will have sales. Another table, okay, your vendor table will have like vendor name, vendor region, things like that. Then you will say having, okay, okay. So having is again on function, right? So I'm not able to think. Let's say having order order greater than or order count, okay, count of order greater than 50. So you are looking only for orders where the count is more than 50. Okay. So remember, when you have column, it is where, and when you want to perform aggregate operations, it is having. Okay. I'm not able to build, okay, where you are joining the table. See, joining the table, and again, you want to use count only. For here, let's say I want to join, instead of department ID, I want to have department name, correct? So then I have to perform inner join, isn't it? So let's say here. So instead of department ID, I will say I'll copy this. Okay. So I'm saying fname count. I can use count on fname also. Okay. Count fname. Okay. And then I want to now see when I say group by, then HOD is also possible to get, right? So I'm saying here select count, okay, comma HOD from employees, okay, and okay, inner join, okay, all these are fine. Now I will say here group by DEPT ID, okay. Let's see what do we get. Okay, so you are able to get the count. So department for okay, department led by Sunil has employee count 11. The total 11 F name. See, why do we use primary key and not F name, right? F name can be empty. So if you have a null values, then the count will ignore it. See, that's the difference between 0 and a null. If 0 is there, it will treat as a value. It will tell you there's value here. But if you have null, then count will ignore the null values as if that value is not present. Okay. So it will ignore. So if you have 20 rows and 5 rows have blank F name, it will only give you 15. So that's why what we do is we prefer to use primary key, because primary key will never have null values. Duplicates are fine. Duplicates also it will count. but null values it will not count. So that's where we don't use any other column other than primary key. But if you are sure that values are not null, you can use it. In this case, I know that fname is not null. I can use fname also. So fname HOD. So this is okay. Now I can say having count of EMPID greater than 5 or whatever condition you want to put, you can put it here. So this is how you can join data from two tables. And then you can perform having. Having is always when you use count, sum, okay? But if you want to simply say, okay, filter based on salary is greater than, then you use where clause. So where and having, they perform similar thing, but they are different. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here I can say having fname count greater than 3, let's say. If I put 3, you should get the 4 one also, right? The fourth one should also come. So you can perform, okay, where clause. Okay. Okay. One another important thing I want to talk about. Okay. Okay. This is like performing if else condition in database. Okay. You can perform if else condition here. Okay. Now see here. I say select star from employees. Okay. And I want to, okay, so you have salary here, right? From 50,000 to 2 lakh, right? That's the value, or more than 2 lakh as well. I want to encode it, okay, based on some condition. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll say select fname, comma, let's say we put salary. Okay. Now you want to encode the salary. If else, if value is more than less than 50, say, less salary. If more than 50, say more salary. Okay, something like that. Let's say we put some kind of grade. Okay, we'll put some kind of grade. We'll call it as salary grade. Okay, if salary is less than 50K, we put it as grade E, or yeah, let's say E. If it is between 50 to 100K, we'll call it as D. Okay, then if it is 100K to 150K, we call it as grade C. 150K to 200K, we'll call it as grade B. And more than 200K, let's call it as grade A. Okay. Okay. So let's see this. So I have said select fname, comma, salary. Okay. From employees. Employees. Yeah. So this should give me the data, right? Okay. Perfect. Now I want to add third column called salary grade. Okay. So see this. Now you have to perform some logic, right? It's simply not, printing a column. So this is where you use case. Case is used to implement if else like structure in SQL. So I say case what? When salary, okay, is less than 50,000. Okay, then what? Then you print grade D, right? Okay, that's it. This is how you keep doing it. Okay, now you can keep building Okay, here comma should be there. That's why there is error here. Okay, now you keep building this. We need A, B, C, D, correct? Okay. And this works like if else only, okay? So less than 50,000. Now I have to say, okay, uh, okay, more than 50,000, right? Now, instead of saying more than 50,000, if I say more than 200K, okay, more than 200K is grade A, correct? Now, for grade B or C, I have to say salary more than 150K. So, salary less than 50K, sorted. Salary more than 200K, sorted. Now, it will come here when salary is less than more than 50 and less than 200. So, I say greater than 150, greater than 150 is grade B. Okay. And then I can put else here. Okay. So, I can put else here. Okay. So, how do I put else? I'll say uh, instead of condition, I will say here else. When condition then, when condition then, okay, and else I'll say else, okay, when none of these things holds true, I can say grade C, correct? And we have to indicate the end of case. So you say end as. End as is like indicating that case is done. Now you can give a column alias. I'll say salary grade. Okay. Now let's run this. You see this? Okay. This is more than 50, but less than 100. So you get grade C. It went into else. Okay. This is it correct? No, right?
No.
Yeah. No, it's correct only. The condition that we gave, it's correct. See,
Which?
more than
Mm-hmm.
200K is grade A. More than 150 is grade B. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Else means what? Between 50K and 150K.
Mm-hmm.
See, actually, it should be E grade here, right? Okay. It should be E here, A here, B here, and then one more, where salary greater than, we can go wrong, okay, but this will not go wrong. 100K. Then you say grade C. Okay. And this is going to be your grade D. Yeah. So now this is grade D, this is grade E, and this is grade C. Yes. So this is how you can, this is called as calculated columns, right? You can add, this is temporary column based on calculation, right? So you have salary and percentage bonus. Okay, so what is the total salary? Again, you can calculate total salary. Okay, that's a calculation. Okay, so you will say, okay, um, let's say here you have, right? Okay, bonus and salary. So I can say select F name salary, comma, bonus, PCT, comma, salary plus salary into bonus PCT. Okay, from employees. So this, okay, these three are easy to pick. Now, fourth column, I have written a formula here. So it's going to calculate the value based on this formula. And the title will also be same. Okay. Now, if you want to rename the title, you can say alias. You can use as, or simply you say total salary. So whatever space, okay, you have to give space and this. So it knows that you are giving alias here. So it gave you alias, and see the value is calculated. Now you see here, problem here is, okay, if this is null, right? Now you cannot perform calculation on null, isn't it? Null into salary, what is that? Okay, it will be null, correct? So if it is null, okay, then you want it to be salary itself. If bonus percentage is not there, then salary is like non-sales people will not have bonus percentage. So it's salary only, right? So you can use again case here. Case. Case what? When bonus PCT, bonus PCT is null. This is the condition. Is null, then, okay, it is salary. Okay, else you perform all those. Then you say end. Okay, you can say end, or end if you do, okay, it will simply end, right? In the sense, you're saying end of this, but you can give alias, end, end as, end as total salary from employees. Okay, this as is like giving a alias. So when you run it now, you see total salary, and when it is bonus is null, it is salary only, right? So you can give if else here using case. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, important aspect. You can add your conditions also within this. Okay.